Listen up here. The restaurant industry is grueling and unpredictable, just like this show, from the front of the house to the back of the house and all in between. We will turn up the heat, you turn up the volume. I'm Chef Antonio Caruana. Welcome to the Tell All Podcast, The Burnt Hands Perspective.
This podcast contains explicit and potentially offensive material. You've been warned. Now buckle up, bitches. Let's go.
Listen up here. The restaurant industry is grueling and unpredictable, just like this show, from the front of the house to the back of the house and all in between. We will turn up the heat, you turn up the volume. I'm Chef Antonio Caruana. Welcome to the Tell All Podcast, The Burnt Hands Perspective.
Fun to talk about.
One day, I'll open my own place. One day. One day I'm going to open my own place.
Yeah, so
That's
chef owner Burnout. You are a chef owner, so let's talk about
multiple.
it. Let's put it out there and see what comes of this conversation.
Yeah.
What you've dealt with, some of the problems you've dealt with, the harsh reality of being an owner, shifting from the chef side of it.
Yeah, and it all starts with a beautiful dream. You know, it all starts so amazing. It all starts in your mind, and it's all perfectly the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel excited, invigorated, independent,
inspired,
powerful, inspired, all the shit. That's the way you're supposed to feel, and that's the way you feel. That's the way it is. That's what you're looking for.
Well, but when you actually make that shift and make that decision, it's not for everybody. I mean, you had, some time in the industry before you became an owner, like decades of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes time to understand what you're doing. The problem is that the people who don't typically make it as much as the ones who are opening on a very low budget with a little experience to none as far as owning. And it's very hard to get through the first couple of years. If you make it to that 5-year mark, it's not because that's the typical thing for a business. That's just because that's the pace you better keep up at, because you don't have much time to fuck off. You know what I'm saying? It's not that there's 5 years to get better. It's you only have fucking a year and a half or two to not get worse. You're up against it.
Well, the more pressure.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, it's more pressure. I mean, you're shifting from, you have to shift mentality completely. Like, I mean, that's like an emotional kind of clusterfuck of going from just being a chef and a cook to being an owner, and more that responsibility of shifting from like the kitchen, like just cooking, mentoring, like that kind of stuff, to shifting to the entire business.
Well, right. Well, here's the thing. When you open up a restaurant, you're basically coming out of one spot. Mm-hmm. So if you're the executive chef in a restaurant, that's your job. Okay. But that consists of cooking, creating, running a team, making a schedule, stuff like that. All that stuff is gone when you become an owner, because now you have to do a whole bunch of other things. Now you're fucking HR, you're an accountant.
You're cleaning the toilets.
You're a plumber. Yeah. Exactly. Marketing director, a therapist for your staff, whatever it may be. There's a lot of shit that happens. Payroll, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything. An insurance adjuster,
taxes,
whatever it may be. All the things that you thought you were going to do when you opened it disappear within the first 7-8 months before you realize that all that shit happens is when you're the chef. Okay. Maybe even the first 8 to 9 to 10 months.
Is that what happened for you?
Yeah, happens every time. The first year is the glorious part of it, because people are coming to see you, you're cooking, you're getting it out there. It takes about 9 months for all your bills to start adding up and your problems to be solved, and before you realize this needs to go on auto pay because they're going to shut your power off because you forgot to pay. Not that you didn't want to, you just didn't realize it. Mm-hmm. All those things happen, and now it becomes, okay, now you got to remember that shit, and you're forgetting how to create. Mm-hmm. So that's where it all goes to there.
Did you feel that? I mean, when you opened, so fill everybody in, because I don't think, just so they kind of get your perspective of timeline of how long you were in the industry till you opened the first place, and then how long it took you, how long ago you opened the first restaurant versus the second?
Well, there was a huge timeline between them.
But I mean, you were in the industry for how long before you opened Luce?
20-something years. Yeah. Shit, I don't even know, 25 years maybe?
And that was almost 14 years ago, because this place has been open.
Yeah, I've been in the industry quite a long time, so 30 years, 40, 35 years.
Yeah.
More than that, 40.
This
40
location here in Norfolk's been here almost 14 years, right?
Yeah, 13, yep.
Then...
So it took me about 8 years to really get a fucking pattern down.
Really?
You know what I mean? To really figure it out. The first year was what I was talking about. It was all exciting. It was all cooking, and the second year was trying to maintain. Right. Third year was like, holy shit, now, now the problems are all coming on. And then it goes on and on and on until you get to either a really good place where you figure it out quick or you just get stumbled. You get beat down. You know what I mean?
And I mean, most restaurants, I mean, when they are going to fail, they fail in that first like 2 to 3 years.
Correct.
That's where they start to really go downhill.
Yep.
And you fought through that. I mean, that was not easy though.
No, it wasn't easy, but it happened really fast. And luckily, I never really left this place. So I wasn't expecting anything more. I wasn't expecting big money. I wasn't expecting shit. I just wanted to pay the rent and keep successful so I wouldn't fail as a chef, right? Yeah, so that's what happened there. It became a business. No matter what, it becomes a business. And you either have to make a choice that you either understand how to be a chef and a business owner, or you're going to get consumed by one or the other if you don't know how to play the road,
Okay. No, I mean, I like that. So, I mean, looking at it, the reality aspect of it, it is a dream until those bills start coming in. And I guess this is kind of more so for people, maybe aspiring chefs or restaurateurs that want to open something. I guess this conversation's a little bit more for them, unless people can relate to it that are already in
when the ones you're talking about now, they're the ones who want to open up, and we all had the same fantasy, the same idea in our mind because you didn't know any better. That's total creative control. Everybody wants that. Every chef wants their own menu, and if you own your own place, nobody can tell you different. That's perfect. That's something you expect. You want, right? There's no rules, no corporate rules. You build your own. You build your own culture, and you can you cook in food you believe in that you want, and that's the dream, is to be able to open up that platform. That's what everybody has.
Then what's the reality? What's the reality?
Yeah, the reality is we're going to need a bigger boat.
A way bigger one for that. I mean, you're putting up, and again, there's different things. We talked about investors too. There's so many different angles of going into it. So many different stresses.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody wants their restaurant to be different. They all think their restaurant is going to be different. Okay. The problem is they're not understanding is you can't just be different when all restaurants kind of have to run the same. Okay. There's one really good restaurant recipe to work, and we all have to follow it. You have to have your percentages, you have to have your margins, you have to have your same wording and your vocabularies. All of it's the same, right? So how can it be so different when they're all run the same? You really have to be specially different. You really have to be unique, because other than that, you know how to run a restaurant with the confidence of going to open one. Mm-hmm. How'd you learn that? You learned it from someone else and someone else and someone else. But if you look back at all the shit you've learned, they're all kind of the same. And that's why you've collected all that information the same way. So now when you open up your restaurant, it's got to be different. Well, how the fuck are you going to be so different when everything you've done is kind of the same? There's only one really good way to do it.
What's that?
Well, you got to. Well, no, I'm just saying.
What's the secret?
There's a basic formula to running a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's based off of margins. It's based off your money. It's based off your procedures, your prep time. The fucking health department literally holds every one of us accountable to do it the same way. Yeah. So you can't tell me that it's so different. All the process of opening a restaurant is the same. Okay. So how are you going to be so uniquely different outside of that? That's what you have to understand. Okay. You know what I mean? How are you going to be such a better workforce place, a better place to work? How do you know? You don't know yet. Okay. See? So there's a lot of that going on. All that stuff changes when you become a fucking owner. Yeah. Your whole perception changes. Everything about it.
Well, and the expectation changes because you are the one who, like you said, when you said if you're just an executive chef, you have a very clearly defined role. You have hours, you know when you're there. If something happens, it's not your fucking problem. It's not your restaurant. So you don't have to be there. But you have to pull away from family or trips or whatever happens, you have no choice because it's your restaurant.
When you own the restaurant and you're it's the executive chef's problem when the staff calls out, they fill the fucking void. What happens when the chef calls out? What now? When the executive chef gets in a car accident, now his fucking leg's broken. He can't. He's done for a fucking month or two. Yeah. What now? What are you going to do now? So you are no longer the executive chef that just asks the owner what we're going to do. Now you're the owner saying, "All right, my executive chef ain't there no more. What am I going to do?"
I have to.
See what I'm saying? So it goes to that. The health inspections. Yeah, you know what? You have to look at it a different way because your name's on it. Taxes. If your staff aren't climbing right, if they're not claiming the shit right and all that stuff, who does that fall on? You. Yeah. All these things that you never had to look at. Your labor costs are different. The labor cost for someone who's hired reflects on their bonus. Okay, you don't make your bonus, whatever. But for you, you can shut the fuck down. There's a lot of
lose
different
your
things.
business. Yeah. I mean, you're literally, and how is that like with you since you've grown? Like you have a lot of employees now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like
A lot.
a lot. The pressure of that when you're sitting there saying, if I fuck this up or I don't pay my taxes or we
All
don't
these
make
people are
revenue,
screwed.
then you're letting down that many more people.
Of course, and it works like that for sure. And if you're a really good person, if you have a heart in your fucking chest, it really bothers you if the team isn't winning.
Yeah.
Bothers me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it does.
So one wrong fuck up here, one fire, one COVID, one something
Yeah.
could destroy all these people's lives. We're talking close to 100 people. See what I'm saying? And that becomes a lot stressful too. That chips away at you when you're making dinner specials, and all you really had to do
Before
15 years ago was cook.
was just
Create a
make
menu
food.
real quick and make a beautiful menu, get all your herbs in,
Yeah.
cook it, make it. That was your job. And made sure all your staff was there and your team you ran. Now, it's a totally different thing. It's really hard to create and become
Yeah.
an invested cooking chef when you own the restaurant as well. It's a totally different game.
Okay.
Balance for sure.
Yeah. So since you've been doing this, it's, the 14 years in pretty much of kind of being the chef owner personality type, your identity has shifted drastically in that time. From just being like, loud and fun in the kitchen to having to be a forward facing person and going to city council meetings and doing all these things.
Yeah.
So in your like identity crisis, because we want to talk about this, like, have you ever stopped feeling like a chef?
No.
Okay.
No, I feel more like a chef who's lost his way, and I get desperate to get back into it.
Okay.
I've never lost my way as a chef. You get depressed and you get writer's block because you're so focused on everything else and you're just trying to get back in the kitchen.
Okay.
And no one understands that about you, especially your people in the kitchen who work with you and worked with you. Now you're not there anymore. Oh, he's a big shot now. He's over here. No, that's the absolute furthest from the truth. I want to be in the kitchen. I want to be cooking. If it was that simple again, please bring me back. You see what I'm saying? Please bring me back to that, because it's really hard when you're having to go to a city council meeting to talk about the big problem coming on to whatever it may be. If you have to go look for a city approval or planning committees, if you're going to wine festival meetings, or if you're going to chef fest things, or all these things you have to go to keep your restaurant and your brand relevant, a lot of the times is no longer in the kitchen. So it really gets frustrating for us when we just love to cook and create and we no longer have that time to do it.
Do you get pissed off when people say to you like, oh, it must be easy now, you're the owner, you're not in the kitchen working as hard?
That fucking make me sick.
Yeah.
They have no idea. They have no idea I didn't even know what I was getting into, so you sure as fuck don't. You know what I'm saying? And it is hard. It's very hard when people say that. They have no idea.
Yeah.
The battle scars, mental scars we have that we have to carry on it. The losses and all that shit. The mental capacity of this. Because we still have a brand to put out.
Mm-hmm.
We still have an image of our food and of our quality and of our consistency. That is our biggest goal. Everything else takes precedence.
Your name's still on it.
Yeah. What we really want and what we really focus on is shadowed by all the shit we have to do that we don't even give a fuck about.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to do that.
That part sucks. I mean,
It
I know how protective you are of your food and quality and recipes and everything
Sure.
else. And if someone comes to a restaurant, we read the reviews online, and they don't like what they were served, it's you. It's not the line cook who made it. They're blaming your ass because
Correct.
your name is on the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's
that line cook will leave or be at the next job next year. And
they don't
the
care.
review that comes in after them is still going to be either good or bad. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So they could break up.
So shifting for chefs that why a lot of very talented chefs out there who may have owned restaurants in the past or may be thinking about why they're not doing it anymore. A lot of them are choosing to do these. Like we have it in our area, a lot of really talented chefs that just do a pop-up once a week somewhere. They're not even.
I think that has to do. I think that they would really want that, but I think they understand. They understand that they may not have what it takes to do this every fucking day, and they're the. I don't know if they're the smart ones. I don't know. I can't tell you one way or the other. I think they're doing a fucking. Who's the smart one? Who's not? I don't know. But if they're doing a pop-up, a lot of people are doing that because they just don't yet have the brand enough to get the backing. They don't have the financial numbers. If you're going to open it, if you're going to have a pop-up and you're trying to do a higher caliber of food, whether you're doing a sashimi or a crudo style thing, all that stuff costs money to put on a plate, and to create that fucking atmosphere costs a lot of money. You need millions of dollars. You can't open up anything anymore for less than $1 million. And expect
not
it to
a good
work.
restaurant.
It's not going to work with the competition out there.
Okay.
Because there are people out there that, unless you're making that style of restaurant, it's a different story. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going to sit down on a white tablecloth or have a really nice restaurant with high-end ingredients, you got to look at the competition around you and the money they have behind them.
Yeah. I mean, it's, there's a lot of different ways that people are going about it now. And that's the beauty of the industry, is you can do so many things and still be successful.
I think pop-ups are really happening too because people don't want to be taken advantage of. I know some good guys around that don't want to work in a restaurant because they don't want to get taken advantage of or they're not getting paid enough.
Yeah.
That's the wrong mentality, because as we evolve as restaurateurs, we will pay, and we do want that type of person in our restaurant. And you may not be able to do it now, but if you came work with somebody like me for a year or two, you would learn enough about what you need to do to open up your own, and it would benefit everybody.
Okay.
But that attitude needs to come back into the culinary world. We need to help each other. There's people that think, well, my food will help you. Sure it will, but my money will help you. You see what I'm saying? My stage, my format will help you, and you will help me, and we help each other. And then I'll be at your ribbon cutting, praying you on next time. Period.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works. But people don't have that mentality. A lot of people are envious or jealous or protective or mad, or a lot of people burn bridges too in their early years.
Yeah.
Not realizing that when they get up later on, you're still going to be coming across them people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't burn your fucking bridges.
Well, don't burn your bridges, but also know your role.
Yeah.
Like stay in your fucking lane. Like know your role where you need to be in that situation. Like if it is, you're going to come to somebody and say, I do want to do this. I think this is a good avenue to help me. Like say you had someone come to you who was a pretty accomplished chef at this point and wanted to come into your kitchen. Like what would you set their expectations as? Like you're going to be here for, a year. You're not implementing. I don't know the right way to say that, but just like bringing them like advice to someone who does want to possibly open something in the future, what they would do to come to someone who's already established.
To get to get some education?
To work for you or to be an executive chef. Like what
if their goal is to come and work for me so they can learn to go open their own restaurant, I'm probably going to pass because that's an expensive education on my end.
Gotcha.
So if they're just coming in to get free education, knowing that that's exactly what they're doing, it doesn't really benefit me to pay them for a whole year to have to just pay someone else to retrain a year later. And if they're really good at it and their restaurant's going to be successful, that means replacing them is going to cost a lot of money too.
Okay.
So it's a double-edged sword. I want to help people, but people who use people like that and just roll off and open it, pretty much you're at that point stealing concepts at that point. If that's really your goal is to go somewhere for a year just to see what you can do, you're probably going there a year with a notebook, taking down notes of what it is you're going to do that you just learned from them.
Okay.
You're not really learning that type of education. So I'm not really interested in it. If I don't really have that type of funding to educate somebody for free on my end.
I mean, let's be honest, in the industry, like with the percentage of people who can actually go on and open their own place is pretty small.
It is.
It's
small.
Yeah.
So I'm in the circle of people who are there because that's who we talk to. So if there's 10 restaurants in town, I know all 10 owners, so we run in that circle. But it's very hard to open a restaurant.
The percentage-wise, like when you look at, how many people out there cook.
It's very hard. Flipping a bill to open a restaurant is very risky. It's very grueling. It's very, it costs a lot of money. Risk is the biggest word. It's very risky. You're going to put a lot, and what you cannot get back out of all this is your time.
Okay.
Or your mental. You can't
your
get that
mental
back.
Health,
Your mental health just does not come back.
No.
So if you lose it in the process, it's very hard to get that back.
Yeah.
And sometimes money comes, but your mental never does. So
you got to retrain your brain.
You got to retrain your brain.
Retrain your brain.
That's when you lose the cooking, and now you become a businessman because at least you're comfortable in the money. So you lose, So it's you got to just be careful.
What, looking back at the past, decade and a half, if someone was thinking of trying to open, what are some of the words of wisdom that you would impart on them, being someone who wants to be a chef owner?
If you're going to open up, you have to open up with the understanding that failure is not an option.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say, if it doesn't work, I'll just do this. Don't waste anybody's time.
Okay.
Especially your own. Number two, if you're going to go in with a partner, make sure you are legally binded and you're legally fucking protected.
Yeah.
Because you will lose everything, including your intellectual property, meaning your recipes, your procedures, your technique, all that stuff. So if you're going to go in with a partner, make sure you are really a partner mentally and you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Because that will, in time, be a problem.
Yep, and will always be tested. I mean, you're going to have issues with everything in every business.
Yep.
So legally to protect yourself, I mean, I think in creative industries, people don't tend to do that. They don't protect themselves legally.
They don't. They should.
Which is sad to see. I don't know if they undervalue what they're doing or they just don't think that they're worth
get an investor,
or also the money.
I tell people this: get a legal investor, not a partner.
Yeah.
People want to invest with you and then become your partner. Just take their money. Don't take their partnership.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, that actually is a pretty good way to put it. I mean, I don't know. I just think it is hard in the creative spaces for people to treat it like a business.
Yeah.
You have to treat every step of it like a business. Even when if you're just working for someone, you have contracts, again, you just said like intellectual property. If that person creates something under you, that's yours as an owner. Like they can't take that and make that, somewhere else depending on the contract. So make sure you spend money on an attorney. Just get a good attorney.
Yeah, you got to. You have to protect yourself. That's the biggest thing I would say to somebody coming into the world. If I was to sell somebody, if they want to, I hear it all the time. One day I'm going to open my own place. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'll tell you that because I hope that gives you enough for me to be that guy that says, fuck him, I'm going to do it because he said no. Because I can't sit here and tell you, yes, you are, you'll do great. It doesn't work that way. I'd rather tell you, no, you're not, and be your ambition to say, fuck you, I'm going to show you and prove you wrong. And I'd rather go, cool, I said that on purpose. Because if you really were going to open it and I told you, no, you're not, you are going to open it. But if I told you, yeah, all right, good for you, great job, I could say that to everybody who says that, and no, they're not.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
So I would rather motivate you on that type of motivation. Now, when I see someone, if you're going to open up your own restaurant, you need a lot of fucking money and you need a lot of support. Yeah. If you don't have that, stop trying to convince yourself you can do it. Period. It's a lot of risk, a lot of money, and a lot of money is going to be gone. Just to get your licensing, you're not even going to get your fucking dinner on the plate yet before you can even understand how much money you just lost.
It's just spending on just getting to that point.
Correct.
Yeah, so do you think, are people chasing the wrong levels of success by doing that? Like, it's not the ultimate definition to be an owner. I think it is successful. So it depends on the person. Okay.
I think for most people, the ultimate level of success is to own your own restaurant with your name.
Okay.
I think that's it. I think even the most executive chefs in the world, deep down inside, would want their own restaurant.
Want their name on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But the problem is, to become an executive chef, you have to invest so much time into that alone that you're not investing your time into making the money it would take to get your own restaurant. Okay. So you're kind of stuck in a sense, like in any profession, I think. But
no, I think every profession. And again, you say people want to say they're an entrepreneur. They're not. Right. Like, just because you have one thing you're doing does not make you an entrepreneur.
Correct.
Like, it's a mindset. It's not just a hey, I'm here, I can do this. Like,
I think an entrepreneur is somebody who can overcome and keep moving and keep coming up, is very slick and very quick and cunning and ready to make moves.
And doesn't give up.
Doesn't give up and doesn't take no for an answer and takes failure the way it's supposed to be taken and move on with it.
Yeah.
And that's part of being an entrepreneur.
What were one of your biggest lessons, like most costly lesson? What was something that you could tell people that, you really honestly should have either invested money in sooner or cost you the most money in your business?
I think that I jumped outside of my realm. So at one point in time, I was going to take my, the catering situation. I had a custom truck made, big 40-foot truck, and it's literally my kitchen, gourmet kitchen on wheels, not a food truck. This was a gourmet kitchen on wheels that I was going to go and do wine tastings in the woods, events at beautiful higher class, 5-course dinners that I could bring to a venue somewhere, and higher end people can pay a lot of money to get. That didn't work out, so I lost a lot of money there because manning that and staffing that, I just didn't pay attention to the plan properly.
Okay.
You know, I got overzealous. I spent a lot of money not looking at the whole ingredients. I looked at the ingredients, but not the recipe.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
so the process of the recipe I didn't pay attention to. So I definitely would, anytime from now on, I open up the book and read all of it
Okay.
before I jump in. You know,
I like that. All right. Well,
loss is out there. Loss prevention is a big thing I've learned from it.
okay.
Instead of, loss prevention is a big factor to success.
Okay. So, I mean, in closing, let's just kind of sum it up with this for chef owner burnout. Like, avoiding it, I'm trying to think the best way. Do we give them advice on how not to avoid it or what they should do to make it better? Like, it's kind of like, okay, what should we?
You're not going to avoid it.
out?
There's always going to be
You're
a
gonna
time
hit
where you
the
get
fan,
burnt out.
like,
If you're doing it right and you're doing it hard and you're going fucking all in, you're going to get it. What you have to learn is how to manage it.
Okay.
You have to learn when to step back. You have to learn when to take a break. You have to learn what writer's block is.
Okay.
You look that up. You know what I mean? It happens to artists. It happens to singers, songwriters, chefs, artists, everybody. You know, poets, whatever you may be. So writer's block is a big thing. Mental fatigue. These are things that it's going to happen. You cannot avoid chef burnout,
Okay.
but you can learn how to maintain it. So you need to find your happy place and fucking go there, baby.
Go to
your
like in Happy
place.
Gilmore, go to
Exactly,
your happy
yeah.
place. Where's
Exactly.
your happy place?
You have to do it. You got to get your goddamn happy place, and you got to be cool with it. Because if
Okay.
not, you're going to burn out. You know,
Yeah.
all the way.
All the way.
You're always going to burn out eventually a little bit, but you need to step back then and recharge.
Always that like work-life balance is bullshit. I mean, it's just bullshit. Like
No.
someone who says, I wake up and I do 2 hours of journaling and then I do this and then I do that. And on Wednesdays, I only do this and Thursdays, it's such bullshit. I mean, I've never had work-life balance in my life. It's just whatever
Yeah,
makes you
there's no such
happy
thing.
and what you can tolerate.
It's not work-life balance. It's just life.
It's life. It just depends how much you want to put into each
Where do
percentage.
you want to be? If you want to own a restaurant, your life-work balance is work.
Yeah, your
Balance
work.
that.
You better love what you do.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
It's
you're
a lot
going to
of
be
work.
fucking miserable.
Yeah, and I can't speak for any other industry. I'm sure they're out there that's the same. This is probably applicable all across the board.
Mhm.
But when it comes to restaurants, I know for a fact the restaurant grind is disgustingly gruesome.
It is.
And if you want to open 2 of them, like me, I suggest you open up a 3rd one like me too and really drive yourself
and
fucking
just drive
bonkers.
yourself insane. Yeah. I mean,
And
why
everyone
not?
around you.
I mean, if you're going to go
Go
hard.
hard in the paint.
In the face.
So anyway, that's it.
All right. Well, that was a good one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody out there does have any other words of wisdom on this topic, we'd love to hear about it, just to see what you've been through and what the biggest struggles were.
And if you really think you're going to open a restaurant, my advice to you is run.
Run.
Run fast.
Forrest.
Run. In the hills. Get the fuck out of there.
All right. Well, I like it. All right.
No, good luck to you. If you do open it, good luck, man. You just got to learn how to maintain your mental peace, because that's the thing that's going to get chipped away at the most. And once that goes, there
Then
goes
you're
your
good.
attitude, there goes your adrenaline, everything just goes with
Okay.
it. You know?
Well, and if you do open it, invite us for the opening and then invite us 2 or 3 years later and we'll see how it's going.
Peace.
Cheers. Ciao
Ciao
for
for
now.
now. Thank you.